Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast that brings you the latest news and in-depth analysis from around the world. I'm your host, Walter, and we're glad you're joining us today. We're starting off with a developing story that's been making headlines in recent days. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has taken a new turn, with reports of Russian drones crossing into Polish airspace. This incident has raised concerns about the potential expansion of the war and the involvement of other countries. According to reports, multiple Russian drones entered Polish airspace on Wednesday, prompting NATO to scramble fighter jets to intercept them. The Polish military has since gone on high alert, with ground-based air defense systems and reconnaissance planes deployed to secure the country's airspace. The incident has been condemned by European leaders, who see it as a deliberate provocation by Russia. However, Moscow has denied any intentional targeting of Poland, with its ally Belarus claiming that the drones were jammed and went astray. In response to the threat, Polish aircraft have been deployed in a preventive operation to patrol the country's airspace. The airport in the eastern Polish city of Lublin was also closed temporarily due to military aviation activities. It's worth noting that this incident is not an isolated event. There have been reports of Russian airstrikes in Ukraine, and Polish aircraft have been scrambled repeatedly in recent months to respond to these incidents. As we continue to monitor the situation, it's clear that the conflict between Russia and Ukraine remains a complex and volatile issue. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. We'll also be exploring other top stories from around the world, including the latest on the NATO response to the Russian drone incursions and the impact of the conflict on global politics. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're halfway through today's show, and we're diving into a fascinating story that highlights the complex dynamics between world leaders. Today, we're looking at two separate but related stories involving Russian President Vladimir Putin. First, let's examine a recent report from the Moscow Times, which reveals that Putin has been pondering immortality, sparking interesting discussions about his legacy and the future of Russia. According to the article, Putin's musings on immortality have brought attention to his glaring succession dilemma. With no clear heir apparent, the question remains, what will happen when Putin is no longer in power? Experts weigh in, suggesting that Putin's sudden absence could be met with a wait-and-see attitude from the public, rather than widespread mobilization or commemoration. The Russian authorities might take time to craft a response, potentially even delaying the announcement of his death. Meanwhile, in a separate development, former U.S. President Donald Trump has stated that he is losing patience with Putin, following recent incidents involving Russian drones flying into Poland. This statement adds another layer to the already complex relationship between Russia and the West. It's essential to approach these stories with nuance and balance, recognizing the intricacies of international relations and the various factors at play. As we consider the implications of Putin's succession dilemma and Trump's comments, it's crucial to remember that the global landscape is constantly evolving. We'll continue to monitor these developments and provide you with in-depth analysis and expert insights. For now, it's clear that the world is watching Russia and its relationships with other nations with great interest. Stay tuned for our final story of the day right here on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're wrapping up today's show with a comprehensive look at the latest developments in global economics. As we've been discussing throughout the episode, the world of finance is always on the move, and it's essential to stay informed about the key events shaping our economies. Let's dive into the story. Central banks around the globe are making significant decisions that will impact the financial landscape. In Europe, the European Central Bank has kept its rate unchanged, while the Bank of England is expected to make a crucial decision on quantitative tightening. Meanwhile, in Norway, Norges Bank officials are weighing their options for the key interest rate. In other parts of the world, Brazil's central bank is likely to keep borrowing costs at a 19-year high, and Argentina's president is facing challenges in keeping his economic program on track. The U.S. Federal Reserve is also under scrutiny as it navigates the complexities of monetary policy. It's worth noting that these decisions are not made in isolation. They're influenced by a wide range of factors, including inflation rates, employment numbers, and global trade agreements. As we've seen time and time again, even small changes in interest rates or economic policies can have far-reaching consequences for businesses, investors, and individuals alike. As we analyze these developments, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and avoid making predictions based on limited information. The world of economics is inherently complex, and it's crucial to approach these topics with a nuanced understanding of the underlying factors at play. In conclusion, the global economy is a dynamic system that requires careful attention and consideration. By staying informed about the latest developments and trends, we can better navigate the complexities of the financial world and make more informed decisions. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.